Atypical security guard. I am on my way to work and thought that I would just jump on real quick and have a chat with you guys. It's been a while since we've done the drive to work thing, so might be difficult to see me. There's nothing for me to really show you anyway, so don't worry about it. So today I want to talk to you guys about a question that came up on another channel, and it was, should security guards become police officers in 2024? I'm going to give you guys my thought on that. I don't know if this would be a very long stream. There's not really a lot for me to say. But I will say this. If you are young enough, I think it's a great opportunity. I think if you're in your 20s or your 30s and you have wanted to be a police officer, it's something that you truly in your heart want to do. I think it's a very noble profession. Sean from Security Leadership Investigation had said something to the effect of, don't let people or don't let the media cloud your view of law enforcement. You know, everybody doesn't hate law enforcement, and you know, it's not as bad as people make it out to be. Guys, listen, at the end of the day, we need police officers, and more than anything, we need good police officers. So if you have the right temperament for it, you're getting into it for the right reasons, you want to be a change agent, you want to be there to help people, you want to be there to step in for those people that don't have a voice or those people that can't help themselves, we need good police officers. So in my opinion, if you're one of those people that is doing it for the right reason, like we really need you. So if you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, and you have the right reason for getting into law enforcement, I think it's a great profession to get into. I think it's very, very noble work. It's needed. Some of the great things about being a police officer, I was never a police officer. I worked with a lot of police officers, a lot of former police officers. I've worked around law enforcement. I've been law enforcement adjacent, working in corrections and as a state constable. The benefits package that you get working as a police officer in general is awesome. I know that when you're in your 20s, when you're in your early 30s, things like benefits, things like retirement, they don't necessarily rank really high in terms of what's important to you. But when you get into your 40s, definitely when you're in your 50s, it's important. So the earlier you can get into a profession where you're making money to set aside for your older years, that's a great benefit. Also, the networking opportunities, the things that you're able to do, the opportunities that you'll be able to have in terms of advancement, I think it's unquestionably a great opportunity in terms of a career. And, we're getting to a point in time right now where a lot of things are changing. We're at this weird pinnacle. AI is taking over. A lot of industries are kind of going away. Things are moving to a work from home status, and the world is changing. But one thing that's not going to change is the need for police officers. The role of police officers may change. Who they report to, what they're able to do, the amount of oversight that they have, all of those things might change over time. But the need for boots on the ground, I don't see that going away anytime soon. And with all of the potential unrest, just like we talked about with security, and there being lots of unrest and that leading to lots of work, the more civil unrest, the more political unrest that we have, the opportunities for police officers to work, to be needed, for you to have opportunities to advance, it's there. So I just feel like if you're younger and you have the temperament for it, I think being a police officer in 2024 is a great opportunity for you. That being said, if you're a little older like me, and it's something that you want to do, I also think there's opportunities for you. The problem that I see for older cats like myself And this is where I have gone back and forth with the few times that I've kicked the tires, getting into law enforcement over the last couple of years, having 2 offers that have come through in the last 4 years. I'm set in my ways. Number one, I've done my time in the military. I've done my time in the rank and file structure. Um, I do not like bureaucracy. I don't like here in the Portland area how much politics is tied to law enforcement. I would assume that it's like that in most major cities, you know. And then also, I like my tattoos. I know that this seems like a really um, trivial thing. I like my tattoos, and I enjoy getting tattooed. I'm at an age where like I like the ability to self-express and be myself. I like the ability to come on and do these, YouTube videos and talk to you guys and have an opinion. And in every opportunity that I was given over the last 4 years to join a police department, those were things that were on the table as issues. Having to cover my tattoos up, having to disclose or explain every tattoo. For most of you guys that don't know this, like I have over 30 tattoos on my body. So, having to be photographed and have those explained or written up, and then potentially having to cover those regardless of the weather, the temperature, that kind of stuff really irks me. And then not being able to have a voice and talk about the things that are important to me, specifically when it comes to politics. So for me personally, at my age of 45, I think that I am better served in a political space or a commentary space. You guys know that I do some work with Fox News. I do some work with Newsmax. And part of going back to school, I've been going to school for the last year. Part of going back to school is to try and accentuate that. I think that my voice, no pun intended, is better used as a political instrument or a commentary instrument. But if you don't have those issues like I do and you're a little older, there are opportunities for guys who are a little bit older. I think that if you work in private security and you're in your 40s and you have life experience, you have situations that you can point to where you can say, man, I messed up here, I made some wrong decisions here. I think that police departments are looking for guys like that. It's always great to have the former military, young stud, that's an absolute just pit bull on the streets. Like, we need that guy. But part of what I think is missing from law enforcement is people coming into the profession with life experience, with some humility, some humbleness. And when I've been involved in police department interviews, a lot of the things that I have experienced in terms of where I've gone wrong in life, mistakes that I've made, my issues with, my family or work life, those were some of the things that I think the departments really kind of dug into in terms of how can you utilize that to make yourself a better cop, and how could you bring that to that outlook to our department and help these younger guys. In the military, you've got your enlisted ranks and you have your officer ranks. More importantly, you have your non-commissioned officers, your sergeants, things like that. And when you would get a fresh lieutenant out of the academy or out of ROTC, these guys would be in their 20s. They'd be young. Some of these guys, man, they just be like, phenomenal soldiers, but they don't have a lot of life experience. So like what they bring to the table in terms of what they've been taught and what they've learned at the academy, their knowledge base in terms of academics, they lacked in experience. And so in the military, your junior rank and file officers, although they have a position of authority and they're in charge, they lean on their non-commissioned officers. They lean on those guys who are in the enlisted ranks, who've been there for a long time, who have a lot of experience in the field, because you need both, right? And I think that from a police department perspective, they are looking for people to come in and kind of bring some outside perspective, some outside experience to be an addition to a lot of the things that these younger officers bring to the table in terms of the department. So if you're older and you want to get in, man, there's so many opportunities. I saw a video the other day where this guy was like, I think he was either 65 or 70. He'd always wanted to be a cop. It was a really touching story, man. This guy always wanted to be a cop, and for whatever reason, he never took the leap. And he retires from whatever job he has, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking do it. And this guy went through the academy. He did all the requirements of the academy, had really slow times, but he passed everything. This guy became a cop at like 65 years old, 65, 70, and that might be a little extreme, but what a great story, that it's never too late. So if you're out there and you're a little bit older and you want to do that, I think that the message of this video this morning is that we are in a really dynamically changing time. We're on the verge of so much international conflict. We still have the potential for another pandemic or scandemic, however you see it. And then on top of that, you just have life in general. I saw a friend of mine passed away on Facebook yesterday. Guy's younger than I am, So none of our time is guaranteed. None of us know what the world is going to bring tomorrow or down the road. If you have the desire to be a cop, 2024, go for it. At the very least, go for it. And if you don't get picked up, you don't have the regret of never having taken that opportunity. Let's make that our theme for 2024, taking opportunities. Doing things that we have said we wanted to do, doing things that's been on our heart to do. Guys, I've worked really hard to get my passport in 2021. Like, I've never, aside from my military trips, I've never taken, excuse me, I've never taken any trips out of the country, for fun or for training. I went on TDY when I was in the military, but, I've gone to Canada. I used to go to Canada a lot when I lived in Pennsylvania. But aside from that, one of the things that I wanted to do in 2021, 2022, and 2023 was to go out of the country for training. I have seen so many amazing opportunities for training, for firearms training, for self-defense, for, anything, you name it. There's all kinds of these amazing opportunities in Europe, in South America that you can pay to go to these training things. One of the most amazing things that I wanted to do this year, no cap, it was in November, and it was in Israel. It was a 2-week excursion where you would work with, I'm assuming, people that were either trained by the IDF or people that were in the IDF, and it looked amazing. Like, you did hand-to-hand combat in the Dead Sea. Like, it was beautiful, and it's something that I've wanted to do for the last 2 years. And I put it off in 2022, and I was like, you know what? I'll go in 2023. I'll go in November of 2023. And then, tensions were getting hot over there, and then clearly we saw what happened in October. So that's out the window. So in 2024, guys, let's not leave anything on the table. Whatever it is that you guys want to do, whatever it is that you want to experience, whatever it is that you want to, just take that leap, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. I feel like this conversation keeps threading into different stuff, so I'm sorry. But I do want to say this last thing. That's why it's been so important for me to go back to school. I have gone back to school 3 times since graduating high school. I've gone to college 3 times. I was looking at my transcript the other day because this will be my last semester starting in January, and it goes back to 96. My first set of classes in 96, and then it goes to, I think it's 2006, and then it's 2013, and then it's 2015, and then it's this year, and I'm like, man, like, I could have had I could have been like a triple PhD doctorate at this point in time with the amount of time I've had between the time that I graduated high school and now. And there's nothing that a degree, for the most part, there's nothing that a degree is going to give me an opportunity to do. My degree, it's a communications degree. I don't know that it's going to necessarily open any doors, but I have 2 children who are in grad school to get their doctorate. My 2 oldest children are getting their doctorates. My 2 youngest children, you know, my third kid, she's still trying to figure out what she wants to do. And then I have no doubt that my 4th child will either be a doctor or an attorney or do something high, you know, in terms of academics. And so just watching my kids grow up and watching my kids be academically successful, it's proven to me that it can be done. Like, I just never saw myself as a smart person. I never saw myself as the college type. But every single time since 96 that I've taken classes, if I've gone to school for a semester or I've taken a class here or taken a class there, each time that I've gone to school and I'm looking at my transcripts, I've always done well. I've always had above a 3.0 at every point in time in life that I've gone to school. And so it's like, looking at my transcripts, it dawned on me, it's like, dude, you're not stupid. You're not uneducated. You're not unable rather to do this. Every time that you've done it, you've been successful. I just have this self-defeating attitude about school to where I always just give up, even when I'm doing well. So, you know, my goal right now, more importantly than anything else, is just finishing school and getting that degree. I want that paper. I want it. I want it in my hands. I want that degree on my wall. I want it. And for the longest time, I've like shied away from saying that. I would tell people, like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to get your degree. You know, I've done this, I've done that. I've had businesses, I've been successful. You know, I'm happy with what I'm doing. Like, you don't need a degree to be successful and happy. And that is true. However, it's something that I want. I fucking want that thing. And I'm going to do it. So that's my message for you guys today. Okay, let's recap. Is policing a good career option in 2024? Absolutely. No matter what my personal thoughts are on the status of police departments here in Portland, or the political nature of policing across the country, we need police officers. And more than anything, we need good, solid police officers. If you're young, if you have the energy right now, get in there and get at it and make a change, make a difference. The benefit to you is the opportunities that it'll open for you career-wise, and also the fact that it's one of those jobs that's not going anywhere. And then lastly, what you will benefit from in terms of benefits and retirement. If you're older, you're my age or above, and you want to get into law enforcement, take the opportunity to make every chance to go after it, because departments will pick you up. I know that a lot of times you get out of bed, your feet hurt, your back hurts. It takes a while for your vision to get acclimated when you're driving in the dark, like it is for me. But these departments are looking for people to come in with a fresh set of eyes, with humility and humbleness, but with experience, and that's life experience. Life experience goes a long way right now. But then for those of you who have any other aspirations or dreams or desires or things that you want to do, we don't know where the world is going to go, and we don't know when God is going to call us home. So take that opportunity, guys. Okay? Talk to that girl that you like. Tell her you think she's pretty. Take her out for dinner. All right? Everybody stop being afraid to go after what you want. That's the motivational speak. I feel like David Goggins this morning. Carry the boats. Carry the logs. Stay hungry. Be hard, motherfucker. Stay hard. All right. That's my stream. Let's see what the comments say as I try not to have a wreck. I would not want a police officer with the way the media. He's just basically saying he wouldn't want to be a police officer in 2024 with how things are going. I get that. It's not for everybody. And if you don't want to say about being a police officer, And he says, you are a great talker. You always sound educated and articulate. Thank you. Very nice. And then somebody says, amen, brother. The congregation says amen. All right, guys, I am approaching my exit. I'm almost to the store. Looking for a good day working with my guy, Brian. If you guys work with partners and your partners are good people, shout them out on the comments. On Fridays and Saturdays, I work with my man, Brian. He might be watching this live stream right now. Sometimes he watches them when he drives in. Brian's my dude. He's a good man. He's funny. We have so much fun at work. We laugh. We laugh all day long, guys. We work 16 hours and we laugh from the time that we get there to the time that we go home. We talk pro wrestling. We're both big pro wrestling fans. We talk about 80s wrestling. That's my dude, man. Like, on a lot of days, it's hard to go to work. Like, I never don't want to go to work, but there's days where it's, more difficult than others. But Brian, if you're watching this, man, you're my dude. When I'm with Brian, it's always a good day. We have such a good time, and we approach security the same way. We have the same outlook on de-escalation, the same outlook on, making the right decisions, man. We're two people. When we work together, man, we are in sync. You look at the guy across and you're like, I already know what he's thinking. He knows what I'm going to do, what he's going to do. Having good partners is very, very, very important. So shout your partner out, guys. If you got a partner, you shout him out. And y'all have a great day today, okay? You guys all be safe. Make sure you do a good job at work. And get home safely to your families, okay? I'll talk to you guys on the next stream or whatever the fuck I put up today, because I'll be on I'll be putting up stuff whenever I can on my breaks. All right, guys, y'all take care. Let me get off of here.